Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabil Raihan bin Hairwaldin. In this session, I will present the introduction and the aim of our project. Project management is important to ensure that construction projects are completed within the required scope, time, cost, and quality. Proper planning during the pre-construction stage plays a key role in achieving project success. This report applies project management principle to the proposed KFC drive-through project at Bandar University Pagoh, Johor. The main aim of the project is to develop a comprehensive project management proposal. It focuses on the preparation of the work breakdown structure, project schedule, and cash flow management while improving our practical skill in construction project management.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haris bin Muhammad Kamal Nizam. Okay, I will present about the project background for our case study. Okay, this project is the proposed construction of one-story KFC drive-through restaurant located at Bandar University Pagoh, Johor. The development is part of the Bandar University Pagoh Township by SMW Property. The objective of this project is to provide modern commercial facilities for the increasing number of students, residents, and surrounding business. Due to its strategic location near the North-South Expressway, the project is expected to improve accessibility and contribute to the town commercial growth. Okay, next we move to the project background about the project team that involved to this project. Several professional parties are involved in delivering this project successfully, which is SMW Property act as the employer and project owner. However, Kitakon Sendiri Berhad is the main contractor which is responsible for construction works. The architectural design is prepared by Saadon Architect, while Muhammad Asbi Associated is responsible for the civil and structural design. However, Perunding Jurujasa handle the mechanical, electrical, engineering services, and Pakatan Ukur Bahan manage the quantity surveying, including cost planning and contract administration. The collaboration of these professionals ensure the project is completed efficiently, safely, and within the required quality standard.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Ahlami. Today I want to talk about work breakdown structure. If you want to keep your project timeline from spiraling out of control, you need to master the work breakdown structure. The WBS is a complete top to bottom decomposition of your entire project scope from initiation all the way to closure. According to the Project Management Institute, you can structure this hierarchy in two ways, which is one, phase-based or deliverable based. Now, the industry preference is heavily skewed toward the deliverable based approach. The only real difference between the two is how you classify your first level component, but don't underestimate that choice. Selecting the right foundation structure for level 1 is a critical decision. Get it right and you will move directly and execute your scope on time. Get it wrong and your timeline will pay the price. For the next part, 3.1, Process Project Breakdown Structure. The work breakdown structure is a multi-level framework that systematically maps a project by breaking broad goals down into increasingly precise sub-delivery and manageable work package. Typically organized into the three tiers, which is product deliverables, sub-deliverables, and work package. The WBS integrates budget, timelines, and technical requirements while adhering to the 100% rule, meaning it must encompass every single project element. Ultimately, this structure decomposition provide project manager with the necessary foundation to control scope, cost, and schedule directly, enabling them to translate WBS data into a master construction schedule. As you can see, we have a table which is the flow. It starts from work below lowest floor finish, frame, and after that we have a concrete slab, um, roof, brickwork, and finishes. After that, we have a 3.2 significant of work breakdown structure. The first one, scope control obligation, which is it can prevent omission and resolve dispute. The second one, we have a baseline, the schedule, which is we can track the progress and simplify EOT claim. The third one, we have drive financial and payment accurate interim valuation. It can cause accurate interim valuation and streamliness variation and final account. The lastly is enforced supervision and quality. It can define responsibility and structure inspection and testing. For the 3.3, limitation of implementing work breakdown structure in construction project. First, over rigidity versus variation. WBS assumes static project plans. Architectural variation disrupt rigid layout, and modifying branch require heavy recalculation. The second one, disconnect with measurement rules, which is SMM groups item by trades, WBS tracks by physical location, and conversion causes progress valuation friction. And the third, divide contractor workflow. Parallel contractor cause scheduling conflict. When contractor lack direct authority, subcontractor delay breaks WBS logic. The last point is heavy site administration burden. Granular tracking overload site staff. Paperwork strains limit management resource, and administration diverts focus from safety.
Next, on this slide, I will explain the project work program for the proposed construction of the KFC Drive-Thru restaurant at Bandar University Pagoh. The total project duration is 131 working days, starting from 24 June 2026 until 23 December 2026. The project begins the preliminary and earthwork, which includes site possession, mobilization, site clearance, excavation, and backfilling works. After that, the project proceeds with the framework, roof work, wall works, and door and window installation, which form the main structural component of the building. The next stage involves finishing works, sanitary fittings, and mechanical and electrical works to ensure the building is fully functional and completed according to the project requirements. Finally, the project ends with external works, testing and commissioning, authority inspection, rectification works, and practical completion. This work program helps ensure that all construction activities are properly planned, coordinated, and completed within the specified contract period.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, my name is Muhammad Syahid Hazim bin Syarif Syam. So, I will cover for the topic of cash flow management for our project. So, the first one is for objective is to ensure sufficient funds before construction begins, to support mobilization and also site establishment, and also to prevent cash flow shortages before interim payment has been made. So, the second one is pre-contract and tender stage costs. So, we will prepare our tender and BQ pricing. We will do regular site visits and also technical evaluations, and administrative and documentation of costs that related. So the third one is for mobilization stage, which for site office and workers facilities, hoarding and temporary utilities,
plant and machinery labor mobilization, and also we'll be having a early procurement of critical materials. The last is estimated capital outlay. So the cost that related is 5% contract sum for performance bond, and also 10% from the contract sum for estimated initial capital that be needed for our project. So our source of funding. Our main funding is from our client, which is SAMW Property. The next one is for contractor financing, is by using their internal company reserve, bank overdraft, revolving credit, trade credit from suppliers, and also short-term financing. And also payment method for client to pay main contractor is by interim progress payment regarding PAM 2006. For financial risk management strategies, so there are two strategies that we will be proposing. So the first one is secure early liquidity. So we will maintain our cash reserve, bank financing facilities, cash flow forecasting, and also negotiate supplier payment terms. The second one is risk mitigation. It's by contingency budget, early procurement, progress monitoring, comprehensive insurance such as contractor all risk, and also workman compensation, and also SOCSO.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Haris Daniel bin Muhammad Kamal Nizam, and my part to present is the method statement of our project. Okay, in this slide, we present the first three activities involved in the frame construction work. The first activity is the casting of reinforced concrete for the structure column. This involves placing grade 30 ready-mix concrete into the column formwork, compacting it using a concrete vibrator, and carrying out finishing work to achieve the required strength and alignment. The second activities in this slide is casting the reinforced concrete for the roof beam using the same concrete grade and construction process. The third activities is involved installing 8mm mild steel reinforcement bars for the column. The reinforcement bars are cut, bent, fixed, and tied accordingly to the structure drawing before concrete is poured. For every activity, we have specified the quantity, manpower, machinery use, expected output, duration, and required materials to ensure proper planning and execution. So next, this slide is involved the activity 4 until 6, which is activity 4 is the installation of the 10mm mild steel reinforcement bar links for the columns. The bars are prepared, positioned, and secured using binding wire to maintain the required spacing. Activity 5 focus on fixing the 10mm stirrup reinforcement for the roof beam. This includes cuttings, bending, placing, and tying the reinforcement to form the beam reinforcement cage. Lastly, activity 6 involves installing Y12 high tensile reinforcement bars for the column. High tensile bars provide greater structural strength compared to the mild steel bars. This reinforcement works mainly requires steel bar benders, general workers, bar cutting machines, and bar bending machines. Okay, next, this slide is about activity 7 to 8, which is activity 7 involves installing Y16 reinforcement bars. The workers carry out fixing, alignment, checking, and securing the reinforcement before completing begins. Activity 8 is the installation of Y20 reinforcement bars. The procedures includes cutting, bending, and fixing the bars according to the approved structural design specification. Both activities require proper manpower, bar cutting and milling machines, and binding wire to ensure the reinforcement is installed accurately and safely. Okay, next. On this slide, activity 9 covers the installation Y25 high tensile reinforcement bars for the columns. Since Y25 bars are larger and heavier, they require more careful positioning, fixing, and tying to achieve the required structural strength and durability. For the activity 10 is about the installation Y12 reinforcement bars for the roof beam. The reinforcement is prepared and tied accordingly to the structural drawing to achieve the required beam reinforcement arrangement before concrete casting. That's what activity in this slide. Okay, for the next slide, this is about the reinforcement roof beam works. Activity 11 is the installation of Y16 reinforcement bar for the roof beam. The reinforcement is placed, aligned, checked, and also securely fixed before the concrete is cast. The activity 12 also the similar procedure like the activity 11. So these activities to make sure the roof beam can safely support the load and the design for this project. Okay, for this slide presents the final reinforcement activity and the beginning of formwork installation. The activity 13 involves installing Y25 high tensile reinforcement bars for the roof beam. Since these bars are heavier, carefully handling and fixing. Also, inspection are required before concreting. For the activity 14, the installation of column side formwork. The carpenter measures, cut, assemble and install the plywood formwork to maintain the required concrete shape and dimensions. The main material used are plywood, timber, nails and formwork accessories. Okay, for the formwork activity 15 is the installation of beam side and soffit formwork. This includes preparation, alignment, checking, supporting and securing the formwork system before concrete casting. Activity 16 involves the installation of steel columns. The process includes lifting the steel columns using a mobile crane, positioning it correctly, welding and connecting it accordingly to the structural requirements. The main equipment used includes mobile crane, welding machines and generator set, while the materials include the steel columns, ball and nuts, also the welding electrode. Now we move to the safety equipment and emergency procedures. This slide explains the safety equipment and emergency procedures implemented on the site. All workers are required to use appropriate personal protective equipment, safety brackets, warning signs, fire extinguisher, first aid kits, emergency sirens and information boards. In the event of an accident, workers must immediately report to the site supervisor and safety supervisor. First aid will be provided and the incident will be recorded and investigated. For fire emergencies, workers should raise the alarm, use fire extinguisher if it's safe, contact emergency service by calling 999 and evacuate to the designated assembly point. If a fall from height or a steel erection incident occurs, work must stop immediately. The area must be secured and all lifting equipment must be inspected before the work resumes. Okay, this slide is about the PPE, safety signage and site requirements. The final slide summarizes that all personnel must wear the required personal protective equipment including safety helmets, safety vests, safety boots, gloves, goggles, hearing protection, dust mask and safety harness whenever necessary. The site must also display safety signage such as stop signs, danger signs, PPE remain signs, speed limit signs and emergency information boards to improve safety awareness. In addition, only workers with a valid CIDB green card are allowed to enter the site. Daily toolbox meetings are conducted before work starts and good housekeeping practices must be maintained throughout the construction period to ensure a safe and organized working environment. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
So next I will be covering about the discussion and reflections. So there are three major components. So the first one is feasibility of the proposed plan. The project is feasible within a 6-month duration. The contract sum of 2.8 million is sufficient for a medium-scale project. Selective tender ensures a qualified contractor. Proper planning, coordination and also financial control are very essential. Success depends on effective risk and also cash flow management. Next is key challenges in planning and resource management. There are 3 challenges aspect. The first one is financial challenges. High upfront mobilization cost, performance bond before first payment, cash flow shortage risk. The second challenges is resource challenges. Material price fluctuation, skilled labor shortage, equipment breakdowns and also long lead time for M&E materials. The last challenges is program challenges, so tight 6-month schedule, weather delays, utility coordination and also design changes. So the last aspect is lesson learned. Early planning improve project performance. Strong cash flow management is very essential. Realistic scheduling reduces delays. Contingencies planning minimizes the risk, and also good communication will improve the coordination of the team.
Lastly, I would like to conclude our project management report. This case study shows that effective project management is essential to achieve project objectives within the required scope, time, cost, and quality. The use of project management tools such as the work breakdown structure, project scheduling, and cash flow management help improve project planning and coordination. Overall, this project has enhanced our understanding of construction project planning, financial management, and resource management. It also highlights the importance of proper planning and effective management in achieving successful project outcomes. That's all from us. Thank you.